Yes, I once again welcome you to Johnson Praise TV. I'm highly elated to have you here and to share the little knowledge I have in information studies with you. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your support. You've been trying your best, subscribing, liking, and even watching all the videos I release. I'm highly grateful. And those of you who have also not subscribed, please try your best and subscribe, share with your friends. These things normally motivate us to do more. Ideally, I started with critical thinking, and with a little motivation, I continued with what academic writing one, academic writing two, and now I'm doing information studies. So who knows, if you also continue like this, I may come with what INFS213, which is, yes, I'll come up with what INFS213. So please try your best to what share it with your colleagues, because we take a lot of time to prepare these videos. We invest a lot in these things, and even uploading it on YouTube, it costs us a lot. So please, the little things you do also to motivate us to bring you more. So please subscribe and then share with your friends. Okay, let's start business. Last week we started with session one, which is an introduction to ICT. Introduction to ICT. So we learned more about information communication and technology, and we're able to also go through telecommunication, information technology, and communication technology, and the rest of the topics. So if you have no idea about these topics, please just watch my previous videos. I have taken my time to explain them well, and I think it will guide you to be beneficial to you as well. So that is it. And today is a new day, which means that we are coming to start with what? A new topic. So what we are coming to do today is centered on generations of computers. You know, the ICT revolution started in the um in the mid 20th century. Okay, that is where ICT revolution started. And when these innovations started, or when they brought up this idea, we have experienced a lot of generations of computers. There have been several computers in the system, and each and every day we see new inventions, new technologies in the system. They keep on upgrading the old system, bringing new things. I don't think we had there was something like iPhones, smartphones in the 1950s. No. So today we'll get to know all these things, where these technologies started, and the improvement they've been able to bring in the system. So so the computer has evolved from large large size simple calculating machine to smaller but more powerful machines. So in the olden days, those computers that we used to have, they were very large, and most of them used to produce a lot of heat. Okay, and they were disturbing. Assuming you having these big computers in your one computer can even take half of your room. And not only that, it also produces a lot of heat. So just imagine even having AC, and that those periods too, there wasn't anything like AC. And those computers too were they used to consume a lot of energy. So people, I mean, there came these great minds. They sat down, analyzed the system, and they said, no, we can do things to improve whatever we have. And you know, the difference between the successful students and the other ones are is all as a result of what? How we think. Okay, you coming to school, you are not just here to get a certificate and go. I tell people all the time, you are not just here to get a certificate and go, but you are here for us to guide you to think. Okay, you are going home to what? To bring some form of what? Improvement. You've been pounding fufu each and every day, so when will we stop pounding fufu? Okay, what ideas can we bring to eliminate this traditional system of pounding fufu? Okay, the white started these innovations, and I like the kind of ideas that are coming up recently. So you are also born to what you can equally do the same, regardless of your environmental your environmental background, wherever you stay, wherever you come from. You can still make a change if you want to make a change today. This time around, if you have data, you don't need to go and sit, or you don't need to go to Harvard to get skills. You can be studying through what I mean, the online studies, through YouTube and so many channels, online platform, and you can still learn some skills. So please, in as much as we are learning information studies, we should also learn to add value to whatever we have. If we have all these technologies here, I don't think our leaders will be looking for people to come and mine our lithiums, and at the end of the day, because the technological system in the country is very poor and everyone is doing whatever he or she wants, we go to social media, create jokes. Our youth are not really thinking of improving the current situation, blaming government and each and every day. You blame MPP today, tomorrow NDC will come. It's the same thing. So until we start to think and add value to the ones that we have, we'll continue to suffer like this. So as you are here, I'm encouraging you that you can do something. Don't rely on people to do. Somebody is selling iPhone. It's someone's idea. He does a lot of work, and he sells iPhone to you for very expensive at a I mean, exorbitant prices. So why can't you also, you can also do something, and also add value to whatever we have. So that is just food for thought. So let's continue. With, so now let's begin with the so we have 5 generation of computers, and this one I won't spend my time. It's going to be a very short video, so I'm going to spend my time and explain them well. So we have first generation of computers. So the first generation of computers use vacuum tubes. Okay, so example is what we have here. So that is what vacuum tubes. So they are sealed glass tubes containing a near vacuum, which allows the free passage of what electric current. So that is it. So those period, the I mean, that was the system we were using, the vacuum tubes. And then the first generation computers, they started in the 1940s. It started in the 1940s to 1956. Okay, and then they were often enormous and taking up entire room. So like I said, one computer can take the entire room. So you must have a room for those period. If you are determined to get some of these computers, you need to get a room for your computer, because it can take a whole room. And then they were the first generation computers relied on machine language. Okay, and then they were very expensive to operate, and in addition to using a great deal of electricity, generated a lot of heat. So those computers, they used to produce a lot of heat. They were very big, and example of these computers were the Univac and then the Uniac. Okay, so these are example of the first generation computers. And then so let's look at the main characteristics. So the uses electric, the main electric components were vacuum tube. Like I said, I showed you, this is the vacuum tube. So that is the example we have here. That is a vacuum tube. So they uses vacuum tubes as their main electronic component. And then the memory was the memories were magnetic drums and magnetic tips. So those computers uses magnetic drums and magnetic tips. And then the programming they use machine language. The power tool, as we said, they consume a lot of electricity and generate a lot of heat. And then the speed of those computers, that's the first generation computers too, were very slow. So a typical example is this Chinese phone, and then you have used some of these phones before. So you see, you can download something and then it will take a whole lot of time. Sometimes even switching some of these phones, you can sleep and come back and the phone will still be in a process of I mean switching off. So some of these things are were challenges. Okay, you can switch a phone off. Switching even a phone off can take you like 5 minutes. So if you have something important to do, you see, it will delay you. So that is what some of the characteristics. And then when you talk of quantity too, there were about 100 different vacuum tubes computers. Okay, there were about 100 different vacuum tube computers. So let's look at the advantages and the disadvantages. These things, I don't think if you meet them in exams, you are going to miss them. So the advantages and disadvantages, the advantages are that it was only electronic device. So those period, it was only computers used to use electronic. They were only electronic devices. Okay, they were connected to only electricities. And then the first device to hold memory. So these were the advantages. They were the first devices to hold memory. And disadvantages are they were too bulky, okay, very large in size, and then the vacuum tubes burn frequently. So if the vacuum tube burns, you need to replace it. And just imagine those periods, they were expensive. So if the vacuum tube burns, it's either you leave it like that, throw it away, or spend a lot of money in repairing it. And then maintenance problems, like I said, if your vacuum tube burns, it can cost you a lot of money because they were not all that much in the system. So now we know that the first generation computers, they use vacuum tubes, they use machine language, they produce a lot of heat and energy. And then we know that they were very big in size, and then the speed were very slow. Let's look at a second generation computers. So they started in the 1956 to 1963, and those computers, the first generation computers, we know that they were using vacuum tubes, but this one, they develop it from vacuum tubes to transistors. They develop them, so they move from vacuum tubes to transistors. So that was the new improvement they brought in the system. And then they also realized that the memory was also too small, so they developed the memory as well by upgrading it to magnetic tapes and then disk. And then also the programming too, they also realized that the first generation computers were using machine language, and this one they replace it with assembly language. Okay, assembly language. And then the power and size too. So you could see that the second generation computers are were the upgraded version of the first generation computers. They are the upgraded versions of first generation computers. They upgraded everything: the speed, the language, the memory, and a lot of things. Okay, and they realized that the first one used to also the first generation computers used to produce a lot of heat, so they improved that one aspect as well. And then it was also too slow, so they improved the speed. Okay, so there was a little improvement in the speed. Okay, so if it will take you 5 minutes to on it, this time around it will take you like 3 minutes to on such computers. Example of these computers were IBM 141, IBM 790, and then IBM 7090, and then IBM 7094, and then the rest. All of them are second generation computers. So the advantages is that the size reduced considerably. So as I said, the first generation computers, it can take a whole room, but I realized that do I need to if I don't have money and I want to even use this computer, it means I need to build a house for or a room, or get a room for this computer. So let us reduce it to improve their comfort. So they reduce the size, and you could see we have a clear example here. Okay, and then they also what, the speed also, it was what, some very faster than the first generation computers, and then it was also what, reliable, because it was, you know what, using a lot of power, and it was also not slow. It was a bit reliable. So everything that happened in the everything that they brought, that is the second generation computer, that idea or that technology they brought in the system, there was what, a lot of improvement in it. And that is how the system is currently moving. If someone in your community is selling rice and you also want to sell rice, you ask yourself, what do I add to my product or my rice to make my own what, unique, so I can get more customers. Most of you are doing businesses in your communities, in your work side, or there's a lot of competition, but you don't want to really bring any technology or any invention or anything to improve it. You are using the traditional system of marketing, whilst now marketing has moved from what, traditional marketing to what, digital marketing. People are selling in they are selling in social media, so you need to add all these technologies to whatever you are doing. The course you are doing, you are not just here to learn computers and go. Me, I won't teach you these things. I will teach you how to improve everything you are doing in your life. Okay, even in relationship, things have improved. Relationships, things have improved. Computers, there have been improvement. So if you are used to the old way of relation or dating, let me give you this example. In the olden days, relationship was more parasitic. If you say something is parasitic, those of you who did science, you know what a parasite is. Say somebody is a parasite, it means he depends on you for food. The parasites are the catcher flies. Okay, these flies that mosquitoes, they derive their food, or they get their food from you, the human being. If without human being, plants and animals, they won't survive. So if you say the olden ways of relationship were parasitic, it means that one partner used to depend solely on the other. You get it? So, and it was mostly the women. Women would depend on the guy even for panties and everything. You, the guy, has to buy everything. But currently, relationship has moved from parasitic relationship to symbiotic relationship. When you talk of symbiotic relationship, responsibilities are shared. Okay, if you are my partner, okay, and I am your husband, and we are building, okay, what are you doing? Are you taking, you the wife, okay, are you taking the responsibilities at home for me to also take care of the building? So if you are not doing this, that's why you see sometimes some of these girls will come and complain that and I've been with him, he has seen someone, because you are stick to the old way of what, relationship. Even you have the money, you want the guy to do everything for you. The guys will always leave you and get different patterns, because your mentality about relationship is not the modern type of relationship. It's the olden ways, and this is what parents are failing to teach their children. So they do them more than harm. So their children go to meet guys, and then they'll be dumping them like that. It's hard time we need to teach, let people know. The guys won't say these things to you, but as a woman in relationship, you have a role to play. It's not your role is not always receiving, receiving, or meeting a guy and he says he's dating you now. You want him to do everything for you. No. If you do these things, it will be very difficult for you. So whatever we are doing here, we are learning information studies, and at the same time we are learning how to improve. If you understand this, it will be very easy to get a partner to move it, and even get someone to marry you. If these things you go by this, it is that is it that is the new way. So invention, things are changing, and if you are if you don't change, okay, you will be old in the system. So we will get to a place and realize that even the first generation computers, they are not relevant in the system again. Some of us are not relevant in the system again because what we have expired. Our way of thinking have what expired, and it's hard time to renew our mindset. I say Ghana need what great thinkers. If Ghana will move, we don't just need degrees. So we have a lot of degrees here. We need great thinkers, people that can mine our goods, extract them, people that can turn our cocoas to what to finished goods, turn our timbers to finished goods. We don't send them outside. You think somebody is bringing iPhone to your country, sell iPhone for you for like 500 million, and you go and sell cocoa for 100 let's say like is it what 10 million old Ghana cedis is what 1,000 cedis. You sell cocoa for 1,000 cedis, and you think you can develop. We are joking. If we want to improve, we need to what add value to everything, add value to yourself. So please, that is just by the way. Let's move forward. Let's look at the disadvantages. The disadvantages are what computers are what overheated quickly, and then there were also maintenance problems. So even though there was improvement in the system, but there were some challenges. The challenges were that maintenance problem. There were some maintenance challenges, and what the computers still used to what to have these challenges, that they were hitting a lot. Now let's move to, so some people sat down and they brought a new invention, which is what the third generation computers. And the third generation computers, they, instead of the transistors, you realize that the second generation computers, they replace the vacuum tubes with what they replace the vacuum tubes with what transistors. But this time around, they replace the transistors with what semicolon chips, which are called what semiconductors. So the third generation computer, it started in the 1964 to 1971. So they upgraded the electronic component from what from transistors to what semiconductors or silicon chips. And then so that is what that is the integrated circuit, the integrated what circuit, that is ICs. And then the memories too, they upgraded the memory from, that is the memory too was upgraded to what to large magnetic core or magnetic tip. So the other one were what just mere memories, but this one was what upgraded to what magnetic tips, disk, and then large magnetic core. And then the programming too, we know that the first one was what the second generation computers, the language was what symbolic languages, okay, but this one is what high level language, okay, that is what the Fortran, okay, basic, Pascal, and then the rest. And then the size too was what they reduced the size considerably to smaller size, and they were what cheaper, efficient, and then so you see they try to solve that problem of what that is maintenance issue. So they made it cheaper at the end of the day. So you see, society is all about finding problem to solution. You have so many problems around you, but it's just like you don't want to find solution to it. If you decide to find solution to the things around you, then your situation will also change. There are so many things. Those, even though there were technologies in the system, but people realize that no, we still have to find a solution because they were having maintenance issues and stuff. So they improve it, and they keep on upgrading technology each and every day. You get it? So that's the same way you also need to upgrade the way you think, upgrade your way of life, upgrade yourself. Even in relationship, if you don't upgrade yourself, you in business, if you don't upgrade yourself, people always look down on you. People always take you for granted. You have to upgrade yourself in everything. Your way of thinking, improve. There should be improvement in everything. And these are the big steps you guys have taken just to upgrade yourself by what in studying new things, and it is very good. I like learning a lot. Even course I don't do, I even learn them. You get it? So the more you learn, the more you get more ideas. And then the input and output devices too, they were using magnetic tapes, keyboard, monitors, and then printers. So example of these computers are IBM 360, IBM 370, PDB 11, UNIVAC 1108, and then the rest. So the advantages, let's look at the advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are that the third generation computers were very small in size. Okay, the example is what we have here, and they improve the performance also improved, and then cost of production was also cheap. So production was also cheap. So because they were small in size, and then they were cheaper, people money to get a lot. People, if you don't have money, you have some small money, you can get this. Example are what we are seeing here. So that is it. That only disadvantages, the only disadvantage we have is that the third generation computers were what? Sophisticated. They were complex, intricate. Okay, they were sophisticated. They were complex. So it was very difficult to understand the system and how it works, and those were the challenges. So we move from the third generation computers to what? Fourth generation computers, which is what? 1971 to present. So even as at now, we are still in the fourth generation computers. This is not the end. There are so many there are different generations, which currently, I think we are in the fifth generation, but we are using the two together. Okay, the fourth and then the fifth generation. There are some communities like the European countries, they have moved from the fourth to fifth generation, but we the Africans, we are still I can say we are still in the fourth generation, but not all entirely. Some have moved from the fourth to fifth, but there's a combination of the third and then fourth generation. Technologies, we are using both of them now. So they improve the electronic component from you see the third generation computers were using semicolon chips, which are the semiconductors. They improve it from semicolon chips to microprocessors. Okay, and the memories to okay. So there were very large scale of very large scale integration, that's VLSI, and then microprocessors, as I said. So this VLSI contains thousands of transistors on a single microchip, and then the memories too were semiconductor memory, which are the ROM and RAM. The ROM is read random access memory, and then ROM is read only memory. So these were these are the features or the characteristics. And then the program language too, we have a high level language, that is Python, Java, JavaScript, and then the rest, and a mix of both third and fourth generation languages. So it's a combination of third and then fourth generation languages. And then the size of the fourth generation computers are also smaller, cheaper, and more efficient than the third generation computers. The speed also increase, accuracy, and the readability. And then the input and output devices are keyboard, pointing devices, optical scanning, monitor, printer, and then the rest. And then network to a group of two or more computer systems linked together. So example is IBM PC star 1000. That's Apple 2, and then the Apple Macintosh. Okay, Macintosh. So these were all the technologies. So now let's look at the fourth. Okay, so the Now we are done with the fourth generation computer. So the last topic is what? Fifth generation computers. So with the fifth generation computers, they are what? They are based on what? Artificial intelligence. So now that is what is in the system now, and the use of what? Um, Applications such as voice recognitions and the use of parallel processing and superconductors are helping the artificial intelligence uh, are helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. So the goal of fifth generation computer is to develop devices that respond to natural language input and are capable of what? Learning and self-organization. So the AI tools, they understand human languages and they respond to human languages. So these AI tools are what? Helping a lot. They are all artificial intelligence tools. This time around, we even have robots that can even speak, that can perform a lot of tasks, typing and a lot of things. They are what? Helping in the system. So let's look at the main characteristics of fifth generation computers. As I said, their main electronic components are based on artificial intelligence, uses ultra large scale integration, that is what? ULSI technology, and then parallel processing method. So the ULSI uses what? Millions of transistors on a single microchip. And then parallel processing method uses two or more microprocessors to run tasks simultaneously. The language is what? They understand natural language or human language, and the power to consume less power and generate less heat. So and then the speed, remarkable improvement of speed, accuracy, readability. So in comparison with the fourth generation uh, computers, and then the size too, portable and small in size, and have huge storage capacity. Input and output device, they use monitors, keyboards, mouse, trackpads, and then the rest. Touch screens, pens, and all of them are part of the system. And then example is desktops, laptops, smartphones, tablets, and the rest. So that is what all about the generation of computers. I'll be releasing my next video, so stay tuned and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you for listening and also watching. Thank you all.